Good morning, first grade. Today for math, you will need out your red math folder. You will also need out a pencil. You would also need out your guided class practice for in just a little bit, and then we'll be set to go. So go ahead and make sure you have your guided class practice sitting to the side. Make sure that you have your red folder sitting out in front of you today. Now, the reason that you need to have that out is because today we're going to learn how to add 10. We're going to learn how to add tens. And so in the past, we've been able to count by tens, right? 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, right? And so what we want to do today is we want to take a look at tens and adding tens when it's not just the normal groupings of 10 that you're used to. So I'd like you to go ahead though. Let's start out with those. Let's start at the number 20. Go ahead and point to the number 20 on your 100 numbers chart. Okay, now point at the number that's 10 more. So when I'm counting, what number will I get to next? After 20 would come 30. Right, so what number is 10 more than 20? 30. Point to the number that is 10 more than 30. 40. It was the number 40, 40, 40. Point to the number that's 10 more than 40. 50. Okay, point to the number that's 10 more than 70. So go to 70. What's 10 more than 70? 80 was. And what did we do every single time? We literally took our finger, if it was 10 more than 30, and we went down one row, didn't we? Okay, so if I want to say 20 and 10 more, or 10 more than 20, here's how I can write it. I can write it like this, 20 plus 10. I can also write it like this. That means the exact same thing. Okay, 20 and 10 more is equal to what? 20 and 10 more is equal to what? It's equal to 30, isn't it? Okay, go ahead and find 50 on your 100 numbers chart. Go ahead and find 50 and point to it. What is 10 more than 50? What is 10 more than 50? Yes, you are correct if you said 60. Okay, now we just said 50 plus 10 is 60. We wrote it going horizontally. Remember that we can also go vertically. So the other way to write it would be 50 plus 10 equals, and we would get the answer of 60. Okay? Let's do a couple more of these, and you're just going to be thinking these in your head. Say them out loud. Go ahead on your 100 numbers chart, and I would like you to find 10 more than 80. What is 10 more than 80? That's the same thing as saying 80 plus 10. 10 more than 80 is what? Here's 80. What's 10 more? 90. Right. 10 more than 80 is 90. What about 40? 40 plus 10. Right. 50. What about 30 plus 10? Here's 30. 10 more. 40. What if I switch it up? What if I have 10 first? Does that change anything? No, I still want 10 more than 50. So start at 50 and go 10 more, and that gives you 60. What about 10 plus 60? Remember, that's the same thing as 60 plus 10. So 10 plus 60, or 60 plus 10, is 70. Right, they're both going to be 70. Now, when we're looking at our 100 numbers chart, I want you to find the number 36. Go ahead and find the number 36 on your 100 numbers chart. What number is just above 36? Here's 36. What's just above it? 26. What number is just below 36? 46. Okay, go back to 36. What number is to the right of 36? 37. What number is to the left of 36? 35. Okay, so I want you to take a look at something. Sometimes we have pieces of 100 numbers charts. And what we need to be able to do is use our brains to investigate and figure out what numbers are missing. And here all the numbers are missing except for one. So let's think about what we could do. How are we going to strategize to find out what they are? Well, what comes just before 36 when you count? 35 does. 35, 36. What comes after 36? 37. Now remember I said that this is a piece of the 100 numbers chart. So this right here cannot be 38. Cannot be. All right. What is 10 more than 35? Go to 35. This is where we are right here. This is our 100 numbers chart. We're right here. We just did this middle row. 35, 36, 37. What comes below 35? 45. What goes above 35? 25. And now this makes it really super simple for us to be able to finish filling this out. What comes after 25 when you count? 26. And then what? 27. What about 45? What comes after 45? 46. And what comes after 46? 47. And does that make sense with what we see here in our 100 numbers chart? Yes, it does. Let's go ahead and try one more. I'll make it bigger this time. All right, friends, here we go. Now, all these pieces of my 100 numbers chart are missing except for the one. We need to try to fill in these missing numbers. You are welcome to use your red folder for your 100 numbers chart if you need to. All right, what comes after 43 when you count? 44, right. What comes before 43? 42. And what comes before 42? 41. All right, now that we have this middle row filled in, we have to fill in the top and we have to fill in the bottom. So let's start at 43. What's above 43 on your 100 numbers chart? Above 43. Well, here's 43. What's 10 less than 43? 33. 33, 43. What goes below 43? 53. Okay, now we have to do the same thing that we just did with the middle row. We have to find out what goes before 33 and what goes after 33. What goes after 33 when you count? 33, 34. Now we have to go before 33. 34, 33, 32, 31. Let's do the same thing down here. Or you can do it this other way. You can, now that you have two pieces filled in, you can try to figure it out by counting tens here. 31, 41, 51. How did I know that? Well, because look at this 10 spot was the only one changing. The one stayed the same. 32, 42, 52. 34, 44, 54. Okay? Okay, friends. Very nice job working with me on this. This is not something that will go away. This is something that we will spend lots of time practicing. What I'd like you to do, please, is go ahead and grab out your guided class practice right away. Grab out that guided class practice. You need to go ahead and make sure that your name is on it, as well as the date. It is October 26th, 2020. Okay, October 26th, 2020. Let's look at number 1. It says, 6 children got on bus A at the first stop. 5 more children got on bus A at the second stop. How many children are on bus A now? Draw a picture and write a number sentence for the story. Write the answer with a label. Okay, so how many are on bus A now? We started with children and we got more children. 6 children got on bus A at the first stop. So how many children do we need to draw? We need to draw 6. Okay, remember it does not have to be fancy. Then what happened? So we started with 6 children. 5 more children got on. Okay, remember I show you how to draw that line through just so you can see what you've been doing. One part from the next. We started with 6 and we added 5 more. So now we need to know how many total children are on the bus. What did we start with? 6 children. What did we do? This line tells us we added 6 children plus 5 children equals how many total children? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Okay? 6 children plus 5 children equals 11 children. For number 2, we're going to need to pull out our classroom graph, and that was from lesson 31. It was this graph that says our weekday morning wake-up times. If you'll remember that I had a picture of this up on the classroom page for you as well in math for that day so that you could have copied it if you needed it. It says how many children wake up at 6:30. So I have to look at 6:30 and we have to count how many children wake up at 6:30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Then it wants to know how many children's birthdays are in July and August. Oh, and Mrs. Friedrichs does not have that one in her folder. And I don't know if you have yours anymore either. And so what we'll do for that one is we'll just go ahead and can you just make a little wavy line right there for that one? I did not have that one in my folder, you guys. I'm so sorry about that. Okay, let's move on then. Let's look at number 3. It says to fill in the missing numbers on the piece of 100 numbers chart. Remember, this is just like what we were doing during our lesson a few minutes ago. Fill in the missing numbers. You can see we have 61, 71, 81. We need to fill the rest in. If you need help, your 100 numbers chart is here for you. These are the edges, 61, 71, 81. Okay, just like here. What comes after 61 when you're counting? 62, 63, then 64. Now go to 71. What was after 71? 72, 73, 74. You'll notice we cannot continue in the 60s, and now down here we can't continue in the 70s. It's got to be its own separate spot. What about after 81? Remember, if you need to use your red folder, use your red folder. 81, 82, 83, 84. All right. Number 4, it says write 3 addition facts that have sums that are even numbers. So that means we need to have this part here that is an even number. So the easiest thing for me to do is to go ahead and put in some even numbers. Remember, our even numbers are 0, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, right? Those are our even numbers. So I need something that's going to give me a number, a sum of 4. Well, I want to do 3 and 1. Could you have done something else for that one? Yes, you could have. You could have done 0 and 4. You could have done 2 plus 2. You could have done 1 plus 3. You could have done 4 plus 0. Let's do a sum of 10. What plus what is 10? Maybe the doubles, huh? 5 plus 5 is 10. And let's do 8. I would like you to have one number be 5. 5 plus what is 8? 3. Okay. Find the sums. Here we go. If you need your red folder, use your red folder. If you don't, let's keep moving here. 60 plus 10. What is 10 more than 60? 70. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. What's 10 more than 40? After 40, when you're counting by tens, is 50. And what about 10 more than 80? 90. Remember, if you needed to use this folder. 10 more than 80. Start at 80 and go down 1. That is 90. Now, last thing we need to do. Draw a horizontal line, a vertical line, and an oblique line. Remember, horizontal goes this direction. Vertical is going to go straight up and down. Oblique is going to be on an angle. An oblique line is going to be reminding us of a diagonal line. On the back side, first grade, please make sure that you get your name on the and the date on the back side as well. Follow your directions. Make sure that you have your label. Looks like your label might be children. Okay, you have a thermometer. What is it closest to? Fill in that piece of the missing 100 numbers chart. You need sums that are odd numbers here. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, 17, 19. Find your sums. Draw a horizontal line, a vertical line, and an oblique line. When you are done with this, please make sure that an adult can check that over for you, and then go ahead and put that in your Monday folder.